Welcome juniors to our lecture on visual merchandising and the age of the internet. As an overview, let's look at the two broad areas that we'll be covering. The first area, how has technology been adopted for visual merchandising? What we mean to say here is in the store, in the brick and mortar store, how has technology changed visual merchandising? Are there any improvements or enhancements to visual merchandising that has been brought about by technology, that is the internet? The second broad area we want to understand is what role does visual merchandising take in an online store? Is there still relevance for visual merchandising now that online shopping has overtaken the world? We shall see. First of all, let's see, should brick and mortar stores still have a reason to exist now that e-commerce is taking more and more of a percentage of people shopping, of people spending dollars? Yes, in fact, in-store experiences are going to become even more interesting with the internet. With the technology that is available nowadays, the experiences that customers can have in the store are going to be so much more interesting, so much more engaging, that shopping is going to become very much enhanced by technology. And touching a product makes consumers 40 to 60% more likely to purchase, meaning nothing can quite overtake the experience of touching a product before you buy it and letting the actual physical product convince you to buy. So how do stores keep themselves relevant? How do they keep themselves engaging and interesting to customers? They need to make sure that in order to compete with online shopping, they need to have convenience. They need to provide even greater convenience to customers. They need to allow for instant gratification. They need to make sure that customers get what they want now. And they need to embrace novel technology so that they can keep the experience in store fresh for customers to engage customers. Let's look at some examples of how some stores have done that with technology and what technology there is out there to enhance the experience of shopping in a brick and mortar store. The first technology we're going to look at is what trendhunter.com has called the in-store projected trend. Trendhunter.com, by the way, is a leading website that consolidates all the trends, especially retail trends out there that are up and coming. In-store projected is a trend that is about high-tech displays that create interactive experiences for customers in store. What we mean is that instead of just having a one-way communication, these displays are able to take feedback from customers and prompt customers with more information about the products that's on display. And in this manner, customers are able to get more information, interact, have themselves engaged, get themselves fed with more information so that they are more convinced to buy. Let's take a look at this video. Okay, so the video has shown you how Kate Spade has made use of this light display technology by this company called Perch. What it does is that there are sensors that are communicated via the light that tells the computer what product the customer has picked up, and from there, more information is given about the product. More interesting tidbits is shared with the customer, and as you can see, it acts somewhat like a magazine and a website and a shopping catalog. It tells you much more about the product. It even tells you trivia about what other customers have posted on Instagram. And when you pick up a product, it becomes like a little showcase of how other people have used the product. So it becomes a lot more engaging and interesting. Let's watch this next video. Okay, so you have seen how this same technology by Perch but used very differently. It is now not as a table, it is now as a screen on a wall, and whenever the customer picks up a product, the price of the product comes up. And you can change the display, you can change the design, you can make snowflakes coming down. So it is a lot more interesting and versatile than just your normal shelf display. Okay, another video. Okay, so as you can see, this technology is called smart hangers. It is by this company, Japanese company called Team Lab Hanger. What happens is that there's a sensor in the hanger. So every time a product is picked up, the, the system gets fed with the information of which product is picked up, and the screens will flash images of models wearing the products or more information about the products. As you can see, there were many ways that this technology can be used because you can program what appears on the screen when the product is picked up differently according to what sort of selling you want for the product. Do you want somebody to talk to your customer about the product? Do you want the customer to watch a model on a runway wearing the product? Or do you want to show images of different views of the product? Very versatile system, I must say. Okay, and this is another technology that is still evolving and up and coming. It is called the smart cards used by supermarkets. The idea is that there is a touch screen on each and every card, and these cards can be used for scanning products that the customer puts into the cart, and as well as guiding customers around the store, having customers log in with individual account so that you have information of what customers are buying, creating opportunities for cross-selling, opportunities for loyalty programs, and this is actually something that local supermarkets have not embraced fully yet, which means that there is a lot of opportunity for growth in this segment. So as I mentioned earlier, we can talk about setting up individual customer accounts that can be interlinked with a web or app so that customers can create shopping lists. You can use it for shopping carts checkout so that whenever customer puts something into the cart, they can scan it with the touch screen, and then after that when they check out, they just need to check out using the touch screen and they don't have to queue at the checkout counter anymore. And you can also track what customers are buying by using this technology. You can check individual customers' profile, demographics, and what sort of items they normally buy, how frequent is their purchase, giving you an opportunity to upsell, create recipes that can give customers more reasons to buy, and also advertising, because when customers are walking with the cart, this screen can serve as an advertising screen. It can also help customers walk around the supermarkets as supermarkets are becoming bigger. It can help them locate certain aisles, certain items that is hard to find, reducing the frustration that customers might have. I'm so sorry, give me a minute. There we go. Okay, and also we talked about interactive shopping lists that could be linked to customers' accounts, and also recipes for cross-selling and value adding to customers. Okay, next technology we're going to talk about is smart mannequins. Traditionally, mannequins communicate to customers as a one-way communication, which is mannequins wear the clothes, strike the pose, customers see, receive the information, and it ends there. But what are smart mannequins? Smart mannequins can make this communication two-way, so it becomes interactive. Let's see how.
What would happen though if the mannequins moved? At United Aero's largest apparel store in Tokyo, we built a completely original show window experience that was irresistible to the passerby. The world's first interactive mannequin mimics the movement of people facing it. Kinect technology detects humans standing in front of the window. 16 wires and a specially developed motor enable the mannequin to copy the exact movements of any person in its sights, just like a marionette. People lined up to enjoy the experience and challenge the marionette with various poses. The marionette bot revitalized the show window, opening up completely new possibilities for retail marketing.
Okay, so as you can see, that was a very interesting mannequin. How it response to the customers, to the passers-by, is that it mimics the movement of the customers. Whatever poses they strike, the mannequin will strike, using the same technology that your Nintendo Kinect uses. Okay, on the surface, it seems that these mannequins are very, it's just like a novelty, it's just funny to watch. But actually, it is much more interesting, as when whatever the mannequin is wearing, it allows the customer to customize how they want to view it, what pose they want to see the dress that the mannequin is wearing would look when the customer strikes a certain pose. So it allows for different perspectives of the clothes, if you think of it that way. Next, smart mannequin.
Have a little more fun now talking about mannequins watching us right now, but there's actually a real reason why we're showing you this. It turns out store mannequins, where you're shopping this holiday season, and they're looking at us right now, Fiona. Yeah. It's about trying to track what you buy and who's buying it. So you're back with more on this bizarre and I'm somewhat frightening.
Yeah, it's a bit creepy, but it's technology at work. Mannequins aren't just there to show off merchandise anymore. Now they can, this is really creepy, now they can also help retailers gather important marketing information. So I hit the stores to find out just how these mannequins work and whether customers are buying into this new technology.
With the holidays just days away, Americans are spending countless hours in stores, perusing, running, even fighting for that perfect gift. So would you believe that the solution could be right before your eyes? Well, actually, hers. Meet IC, the latest high-tech weapon in the retail wars, featured at the recent Association for Retail Environment showcase. She uses facial recognition technology to gather information on its customers. She's like something lifted right out of Minority Report.
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap. How does assorted tank tops work out for you?
Basically, there is a camera inside the eye, and the camera is tied to a face recognition software.
So here's how the IC mannequin works. Let's say a customer walks into the store and sees a dress that he or she likes. Well, as the customer is observing the dress, the mannequin is observing the customer, making note of everything from their age range, their gender, even their race. IC is made by the Italian company Almex, one of the world's leading mannequin manufacturers. Their lips are sealed when it comes to which of their clients are using IC. And while they wouldn't let us take a peek inside IC, they did give us a tip. How do you tell the difference between this and just a regular mannequin?
In the pupil, you can see the camera.
Ah, there are holes in the pupils. These dummies don't come cheap. They cost $5,000. But Almex is hoping that stores will be willing to pay big bucks to get an edge, buying into the idea that the more they learn about their shoppers, the more they'll sell.
That's the way that technology is going to advance. Before you go home, your refrigerator will be able to tell you that it's out of milk, so you can stop on the way instead of finding out later.
At H&M, which does not use the IC mannequin, reaction was mixed.
It's kind of like they're being your pharmacy. I think it's kind of smart, actually. Go back to the drawing board, because the camera and the mannequin thing is just creeping me out.
She's not alone. Well, the mannequins use facial recognition software that's similar to that that's used by police and law enforcement. However, IC, the company that makes these mannequins, says that they do not profile customers. They don't collect any of the information. They don't store it. So it's just to have for the retailers. Still unnerving, nonetheless. All right, but good to know that it's out there. All right, Fiona, thanks so much.
Okay, wasn't that interesting? These mannequins called IC mannequins, they can actually receive feedback on what customer is looking at, what clothes, how are the customers looking at it, how long did they pause, is it male, is it female, the profile of the customers. So it is actually it's very good for data collection, and it also allows companies to collect information about which item is drawing more customers' attention. Okay, another video about how entire shop windows have gone smart.
Pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen something like that.
excited. Du musst erstmal doppelt schauen, was es überhaupt ist, weil sowas haben wir noch nie gesehen, oder?
Ja.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Something completely different.
Ja, und es ist auch cool, mit Model zu spielen.
They're actually the same size they're an original. They were able to stretch and kind of dance or so. I think the best part is the interactive part, just to connect your phone and play around.
Ja, und dadurch, dass man die Möglichkeit hat, eben sich mit dem Handy zu verbinden, ist es bestimmt voll cool, also auch in unserer Generation, weil ja jeder ein Handy besitzt. Ja, total cool. Das ging total automatisch. Also wir haben eigentlich nur diesen PIN eingegeben und dann konnte man direkt Artikel reinziehen und das hat man dann gleich direkt gesehen. Ja.
I logged in, then the shopping bag got active.
The cool thing about it is that you can drag it to the shopping bag and then buy it with your phone. So that was very different. Pretty cool.
I mean, I'm a guy, so I don't do that much window shopping, but in this case, everything new is cool.
Okay, another interesting technology. Entire windows have been taken over by the internet, by technology, where the entire window is interactive. As you can see, they can even make the model strike different poses. They can download the software into their phone, and they can use that to do online shopping while at the window, so customers can essentially shop 24 hours. And how life-size projection of the model is seen in the window, so it gets really interesting and engaging for customers. Yeah, so these are just some of the examples of how technology has taken over the retail store. Let me see, just give me a moment. Okay, so we will take a break now before we move on to the second part of how online shopping actually requires visual merchandising as well. Check back in a while.